Hi guys, and welcome to the State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin, and this is episode 167. XRP accepted as a tax refund, and Binance donates 1.5 million to coronavirus victims. Now, if you're catching this from live, welcome, and if you're catching the replay and have any suggestions for us, please leave us a comment below. We really want to know what you're thinking. Now, if you want to be up to date with the latest crypto-related news, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and that bell so you're notified when we go live. And yeah, if you want to keep on chatting with us when the stream is on, you can join us on the Discord. Link is in the description, so is the link to all the amazing articles we cover here on this stream. So yeah, thank you for being here with us again. I do appreciate it. Thank you for being here. And what is it today? Tuesday night, I think we are at. Yes, it's been a very hectic week so far. Yeah, it's been a hectic week, man, for sure. Anyways, yeah, like I said, thank you for being here with us. Hope you're having a great time, and I do hope that you enjoy this show. And if you're coming in for the second or third time and you haven't hit that like button or subscribe, please consider doing it. You know, it's good for us, and that way you'll know when we come live as well, right? So yeah, let's move on to what matters right now, the technicals, right? Or no, the news actually. I was looking at the charts prior to the stream starting real quick, just looking at where the market was going, and yeah, Bitcoin going up, right? So, let's move on with the news. First of all, I have this article that I'm not going to go into it. I just like the title, not because of what it says, but partly on what it's speculating, but not on the amount, right? This says tone vase. Bitcoin must hold $9,000 for 2 to 3 days to secure bull market. Not necessarily. Bitcoin has gone. I do believe the 200 simple moving average on the daily is a better reference for the bull market, and Bitcoin has to hold it for. Well, it really has in the past. It's held it for a couple days and then dropped below it and taking it back to the bear market. So I wouldn't just say 2 to 3 days to go into the bull market. I would say we'll probably retest it at some point in time and try to bounce from it and rally. And if we do that, then we'll know it's a valid breakout, right? Today we're still outside of that, or above that 200 simple moving average, which is good and something that we wanted to see. We're really above it, and you know, sometimes we don't have to retest it, but just the fact that we are above it does put us on that bull trend. And I wouldn't really count it as how many days we're really above that that $9,000 mark, right? That's just a different way of seeing the market, I guess. Just not the way I would see it. Anyways, once we got that article out of the way, I'm gonna move on to the next one. Financial advisors should allocate current funds to Bitcoin. Executive says at the Bitcoinist, right? And financial advisors are especially popular in the West, where many novice and professional investors are looking for help to develop the best possible plans to generate returns or preserve value in long term. Bitcoin has been regarded as one of the best performing assets in terms of potential returns in the last few years. However, most of the financial advisors are still wary to bet on it. Some of the reasons might be their lack of knowledge about the latest fintech innovations or fears of interfering with regulatory requirements. Nevertheless, Rick Edelman, who also founded RIA Digital Asset Council, recommended financial advisors to invest from 1 to 2% of their clients' funds on Bitcoin in the case when their client meets the following conditions. 1, understands blockchain, which a lot of clients probably won't do. 2, it's okay with holding an asset for several years to mitigate against volatility risks, which is really not a true statement for the crypto market, right? You can hold it for a couple of years. We still don't know what this is going to do anyways. 3, it's ready to lose everything. Yes, I do believe that is a real one. I wouldn't say lose everything. You can still get out and salvage some, particularly if your financial advisor tells you about stop losses and how to place them and be smart about them. There's no reason why you should lose all of it. You can only lose all of it if you put all of it into a short, and basically you get liquidated, and you have to pay everything that you put in. Yes, that's the only way you can lose 100%. Other than that, it's really, really weird for someone to lose everything. You just have to leave it there and forget about it. Even though it's crashing, like really don't go in and pull it out, right? So really, I don't believe some of the points that they're mentioning in the article are really good, particularly the advices they're giving. But yeah, I do believe people should kind of understand crypto and what the aims of crypto are, what problems they're trying to solve, and yeah, be ready to take a loss. Not everything, but take a probably a good hit at some point in time. Anyways, Edelman said that he expected Bitcoin to expand. He revealed that some political campaigns were accepting Bitcoin donations, such as Andrew Yang, and some charitable funds, charitable funding sources like Fidelity Charitable also started to accept Bitcoin payments. Sorry, I seem to be stuttering a lot today, man. It's just weird. I really feel really tired, man. Like, I feel burned out. Like, work has been really hectic this first couple weeks, man. Anyways, the Ethereum Foundation awarded 650,000 grand to Nimbus for continuing its work on a lot of Ethereum 2.0 clients. Basically, the project goals is to allow smartphones and embedded devices to run smart contracts capable nodes. Nimbus is an infrastructure project launched in March 2018 by Status, and while initially it was conceived this way to ensure access to the Status app on all smartphones, the scope was later expanded into a public good for Ethereum, as Jack Shika, head of research at Nimbus, told Cointelegraph, which is where I got this article from. The R&D performed by the Nimbus team is not specific to Status or the Status network, but rather designed as a public good for anyone to use, change, and benefit from. These funds will be used to get Nimbus into a production-ready state, and the next milestones will involve the testing and eventual release of a client supporting Ethereum beacon chain, basically. So yeah, I do hope that Ethereum, I do believe, is a good coin. I do believe it's oversaturated at sometimes, and they really should work more on having the transactions run smoother, faster, and at lower rates than with everything else that's going on. Yes, everything else that they're developing is good, but again, at some point in time, if things are not able to run smoothly and they're become really expensive, they're gonna lose that edge that they have, right? So that's one of the problems. Anyways, on to this article. XRP now accepted as a tax refund. And this company, Refundo, by the way, this is from the XRP Arcade, and it was written by Leonidas a couple minutes ago. Refundo is a leading provider of tax-related financial products and services. CoinRT is Refundo's service that allows taxpayers to receive their federal and state refunds in cryptocurrencies. Last year, CoinRT only supported Bitcoin, but this year, XRP, Bitcoin Cash, and Ethereum have been added as additional cryptocurrency options for receiving tax refunds. According to Refundo's announcement, taxpayers who create a Refundo CoinRT account are each assigned a unique routing and accounting number to input on their tax returns. They're also required to provide all necessary background details for Know Your Customer regulations, as well as their Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and XRP wallet addresses. And once the IRS or state directs deposits the tax refunds into their unique account, Refundo processes the refund, and the cryptocurrency is deposited into the taxpayer's designated wallet. So again, it is very nice that you now have this option. I mean, it's unfortunate that the government is not doing it directly, but the fact that you have an option where you can go and create an account, and you can choose to have your refunds, should you have some, be deposited to you as crypto. I do believe that's very, very powerful. And at some point in time, it could become the norm, right, for a lot of people. Like, just whenever you get this money back, at least get it back as crypto, and that way it goes straight into your portfolio or your wallet, and then you can move it from there. Again, I do believe it's going to be an interesting development. See how this keeps on developing, especially once this starts to become a little bit more regulated. But right now, it's a good alternative and a good way to get some your feet into crypto. If you haven't bought any, don't know how to buy some, it could certainly be a gateway for some people into crypto, and that's what matters. Now on to Binance. Binance donates 1.5 million to coronavirus victims. I got this from FX Street. And Binance has pledged 10 million renminbi, approximately $1.5 million, to the victims of the virus, as per a tweet by Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao. He also mentioned that he's proud of the charity efforts made by his team, and he said, I hope we can do our part to help people get better soon. Now, I'm not sure how they're going to track how the people are getting the funds. That's going to be interesting. I mean, Binance has donated through their charity arm in a couple of occasions, right? We know they donated some to Puerto Rico and donated some to Australia wildfires, and donated right now to the coronavirus. So they are donating a lot, and I do believe it's good when you see crypto being put to good use, right? It should offset at some point in time some of that negative connotation that is had from people saying that it's used for criminal activities, when we know it's really not used for criminal activities all the time. It is probably used for some criminal activities, but the fact that crypto is highly traceable, some cryptos are highly traceable, it's probably not the best item for a lot of these people that partake on these illegal activities to use, and they much probably rather use cash, which is far less traceable. On to the next one. This is from Crypto News Z. Binance adds support for Norwegian kroner and Croatian kuna for fiat currencies. Anyways, Binance are now able to enjoy trades using the Norwegian kroner and the Croatian kuna by lending support to NOK and Arcade, respectively, fiat currencies. Binance will give its users an opportunity to purchase their favorite cryptos such as Bitcoin, Ripple, or XRP, Ethereum, and BNP using the newly added fiat gateways. And the global customers willing to access the new services need to follow the simple steps given on the article and probably on the Binance websites. On the official website in the exchange, click on the Buy Crypto page, choose the volume or amount of NOK or KRK currencies, and click Next. And click on the add card, which will bind the Visa card to the network. And we kind of talked about that, right? You can do it within the European Union, apparently. Anyways, after the successful binding of the Visa card, the customers can enjoy a hassle-free trade on the exchange. And I do believe that is really good, man. When you can facilitate it by linking it to your Visa card, and just when you buy, it just goes into your Visa card, and when you take money out, it goes back into your Visa card probably. It just makes it so much more transparent and so much simpler than having to pre-fund the account and then going in, waiting for the funds to clear, and then going and trading, right? So again, it just makes it faster, and some people might be more apt for that than by using other traditional methods, let's say. That's it for the articles, guys. That's it for today on the articles. We're going to move on to the technicals part of the stream. So bear with us for a second as we do this shift here. I play a new playlist and really just open this technicals intro. So stay with us for a second. Hi guys, thanks and welcome back to State of Crypto. Thank you for staying with us for the technical section of the stream. Awesome. If you're really staying with us, probably because you're interested in the market and what it's doing. Well, it's going to be interesting today. So tomorrow, basically, because today we're kind of finished it already for the crypto days. You remember the market closes at 0 UTC. We're at -6 UTC where I'm at. So the market closed basically 6 hours ago, or opened 6 hours ago for the new day of trading. So let's see where we're at. Yesterday, positive, right? Plus 4.90% market cap, meaning money coming into the cryptosphere from an opening of 240.54 billion, closing at 252.24 billion, and $11.78 billion move to the upside. Right now, moving down a little bit, 0.50%. A 1.25 billion move to the downside, are sitting at $250.99 billion. The price of something that I wanted to point out here is that we're making 3 white soldiers. Usually it's a bullish pattern, a candlestick pattern, and you would expect to see this still go up. But right now, I do believe we might get tired. And what makes me believe that is that we're going from this high to this high here. And let me make sure this is yellow. There we go. And we're going lower here on the RSI. Right, so that's one of the indicators I'm looking at. And we're also going lower on the MACD histogram. Although we're starting to create this new negative momentum, this new positive momentum island. Sorry. We could be in that position where we really create this strong bearish divergence, and we probably break down, right? If we break down, we probably have that 20 MA to look forward to. But again, we're starting to create this positive momentum, and we can still go on developing and still manage to get higher, and at some point in time undo the divergence. But it's probably going to take a lot of strength, and I'm not sure if we have it. We're also sitting high on the RSI. on the market cap at 69.26, I guess. Yeah, 69.26, that's where we're at. Anyways, let me move on to Bitcoin dominance. What is happening with the Bitcoin dominance? Yesterday, gaining dominance. 0.74% from an opening of 67.54%, closing at 68.06%. Right now moving down 0.26%, sitting at 67.88, which is good. I want this to go down, touch the 20 MA. Apparently it's rejecting it. And yes, we want altcoins to gain dominance. That is what is better for the ecosystem. Now let's go on to price of Bitcoin sitting at 67.89% market cap. Let's go to buy Bitcoin price sitting at 9,325.79. Now what is happening? Yesterday I traded this blue line. I told you I wasn't sure if it was going to play out or not. It was kind of developing. We need to track it. And I said we're creating bearish divergence strong. And we do have it here, right? Now this is from the 4 hours. Let's remove it from the daily. And now I do believe this is from the daily, yes. All right, so we created this hidden bullish. We bounced from that, which was very nice recovery. And right now we're facing this strong bearish, and we're starting to open red. So what could happen? We come down, touch this top part of the downsloping channel. You see that's an important bounce from there. We come back down or touch that 8,983.08, and probably bounce from there. And if not, we probably have some support back here at 8,199, and whatever little support we manufacture within this area. Now this stuff I'm looking at on the daily. We're going to look at the 200 simple moving average again real quick. And you guys know I like to look at that indicator to see where we're at. By looking at the 200 simple moving average, we can tell that yesterday we closed above it and we still managed to push. There's just one day closing above that 200 simple moving average. We really want to get confirmation that we're going to stay out of it. And part of what I talked about earlier, right, when with the tone-based article, I did tell you guys that this could probably come down and try to hit that 20 MA, 200 simple moving average, sorry, and try to bounce from there, right? That's something that it's a probability. And if we manage to hold it and bounce from there, yes, it could be a welcome back to the bull trend. Now, that would imply certainly going below that $9,000 that tone base was calling. And if we do break below that 200 simple moving average, it could just be that this was a fake breakout and that we might still be on the bear trend, right? That's something that is possible. Just so that you guys keep it in mind as you set up your trades. Just have it in the back of your head, right? It might not be as important right now as some other things that might be happening in the shorter scales. That could potentially give us a clear indication as to indicator as to where the market is going, right? 69.81 overbought. Okay, cool. So we did manage to go up here and kind of negate that divergence that we were having on the RSI, which is good. But we still managed to have it on the MACD histogram, right? And I have it in blue because I'm not sure. I wasn't sure back here if it was going to play out or not, right? We need to go higher. We did go higher here. We were around here, and then we managed to still go higher still. So again, that's what I'm looking at. Let's go to the 4 hours. What's happening on the 4 hours? We did have this divergence. We did move down from it, right? I was calling it. I told you guys I wasn't sure if it was going to play out or not. That's why I left it on blue. We did move down a little bit. Try to hold that 8,983 like champs, right? We closed all candles above it. And we used it as support and then really catapulted from there. Now, stuff I don't like is that in the 4 hours, man, right now we're creating this, right? And you're probably going to ask, what is that? Well, that is a form of divergence. Why am I tracing that line right now? Why? Because we're going higher, right? Higher high. Higher high. Negative momentum, less negative momentum. And here we're at 79.24 and 79.32. So slightly higher on the RSI here. We wouldn't quite have it on the RSI if we wanted to be technical, but we would have it on the MACD histogram. And again, that would probably merit price action to the downside on strong bearish divergence. Just something that we should keep our eye on, because really this could start breaking down. We're getting exhausted. We're up really, really fast. Especially last 4 hour candle was really like a Hail Mary pass. Right, it's just like the last effort to pump it and really come down. We're sitting bought on the RSI at 75.04. What's happening in the shorter time frames, right? Well, I'm changing this to yellow right now, the oranges, and I'll explain why in a second. You guys know that orange stuff is things that we trace when I'm off the air. And then yellow is when we talk about them online. So yesterday, stream was at 10 p.m. We're around here. We had divergence. I said price action to downside. We did move down, bounced off the 20 MA, tried to get higher, but still got rejected by the top part of the downsloping channel and broke down below that 20 MA, but managed to rally on this line. I just changed from orange to yellow, which is creating hidden bullish divergence. Price continuation, and probably part of the reason that we got this pump. Again, facing that resistance at the top part of the downsloping channel, this yellow line down here. Once, twice, but using the 20 MA also as a support, so we're getting kind of sandwiched in between here. We did manage to explode to the upside. We were also getting contraction on the Bollinger Bands. And this impulse up consolidation is starting to happen. Now, this high is obviously higher than our previous high. On the RSI, it's not. So what we would be creating right now, we'll be going higher here, and this would just be happening against the RSI, right? That's what we're looking at right now. Because on the MACD, we don't have it, but on the RSI, we're slightly going lower, creating that strong bearish divergence. And again, we have strong bearish divergence on the 1 hour with the RSI. We have strong bearish divergence on the 4 hour against the MACD. However, this positive momentum island could still go on developing. Just keep that in mind as well. Here, we're starting to consolidate. But just be careful, we could break down. It has that 20 MA, top part of the downsloping channel, and the 8,900. So again, movement down, possible, right? From divergence, check. On the 1 hour, on the 4 hours, check. And on the daily, we're also starting to have that divergence. I have it in blue. I'm not sure if it's going to play out on the daily yet or not, because we're still making positive momentum, even though we're making a red candle. And again, this could still move on, right? Yesterday, we didn't have that cross, right? This cross, I think it wasn't happening when we were live. And I told you, when we get these crosses of the MACD over the signal line, we get some large green bars usually, and we got that, right? So it's playing out. Now that's that for Bitcoin. I'm gonna move on to something else. I'm gonna move on to Ethereum. Oh man, it's a massive headache, man. Ethereum dominance on the daily. Yesterday, losing dominance 1.13%. Right now, gaining dominance 0.46%. Sitting at 7.71% of market cap. The price of Ethereum, $176.15. Now, what is happening? Well, same stuff that Bitcoin's happening, right? You're going slightly higher. Just gotta make sure this is gonna stay here on the daily. And on the MACD, we're going lower. And on the RSI, we're going lower now. Stuff that we should watch out for, right? This island is starting to develop, so you can still try to rally a little bit more. On the 1 hour, we can make negative momentum, and then really just kind of flag around and try to turn. Yet to be determined when we look at the short time scales. But again, it's a possibility, right? A movement to the downside could probably get us seeing that 20 MA. Then we're sitting bought on the RSI at 67.59, guys. It's not bad. Like I said, I'm massive headache. I'm feeling really, really tired, man. Like work was really bigging me up today. Anyways, I do believe we call divergence here. Yes. We called bearish divergence. We did get that move to the downside very short, and then we tried to rally again because Bitcoin rallied, right? That's what we're rallying. Now, on the shorter term, what's happening? Well, we're definitely going higher. Just gonna make sure this is gonna be on the 4 hours only. There we go. And then, of course, we're going lower, but not on the RSI. On the RSI, we're sitting overbought at 73.08. So we are creating that divergence against the MACD and potential price action to downside. So we have it on the daily, we have it on the 4 hours. And it wouldn't be surprising. Yeah, we don't have it on the 1 hour, not even on the RSI, unlike Bitcoin, right? So it's not going to be surprising we have it on the 1 hour, but we don't have it, actually. We did manage to go higher with more positive momentum and also higher on the RSI, which is good. Now, compared to our previous low, that would be back here. And here, it's one of those things where it depends on whether or not you want to consider it. It just depends on your point of view, really. If you consider this as the low and go to this high, and then you go from here to here, you would be creating that strong bearish divergence. And you would also have it on the RSI. But you're ignoring these positive momentum islands that I wouldn't suggest you ignore because they're very valid. And there's two of them, right? We even have a small break here. So 1, 2. And we'd be ignoring all this just to hunt for divergence. And that's not how you should trace divergence. But we could expect a move to the downside, probably because the market, Bitcoin particularly, might move to the downside. Now we also got contraction of the Bollinger Bands. And got that explosive move to the upside, right? Stuff that we know is a possibility. So we talked about Ethereum. Let's go on to XRP. XRP on the daily yesterday moving down, losing dominance 0.94%. Right now gaining dominance still. Sorry, 0.39%, sitting at 4.18% of market cap. The price of XRP 23 cents, 23.815 cents, and we did manage to hit, I think, 29 cents at one time. 23.9, yes, we did hit 23.9. Actually 24 even at the high. So yeah, we did manage to hit 24 cents and then rejected from there, right? So again, nice rally holding the 20 MA 2 days ago and bouncing from there, but it's starting to see negative momentum. Contraction of the Bollinger Band starting to happen on the daily. Not higher than the previous high, right? Like the rest of the market. Not even making positive momentum like the rest of the market is. And going lower on the RSI, even sitting neutral at 60.52. So not looking as strong as the other coins. Let's go to the 4 hours. We're creating divergence. We did just get a red candle, but again, we were hunting for it, right? And we knew it's a possibility when it's slant divergence that it might play out to another point in time on these charts. And basically, we were going like this. And here we were going like this, right? And that's a very valid way to trace divergence. So potential price action to the downside, just be careful with that, guys. And we wouldn't have it on the RSI. On the RSI, we kind of killed that. So that's this for XRP on the 4 hours, right? We're creating that divergence. Again, nothing else building there. Let's go to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, we had divergence, potential price action to the downside. We did get it. We hit the 20 MA and bounce from it, and we've still managed to holding the 20 MA back here, even though we did go slightly higher. And I do believe we went even slightly lower. I'll check that. 18 and 16. So yes, very, very slightly lower. And there we go. So that's the way these will be going. We wouldn't quite have it on the other side, and then we did manage to go slightly higher then, right? So from here, divergence, right? From the previous one to this one, we don't have it. If we consider it from way back here, we would get it, right? But again, I wouldn't suggest you do chart from here all the way down to here. You're ignoring two positive momentum islands that are in the middle with some nice in between, red in between. So on this last part, we would have it just against the RSI, right? From here to here. So creating that strong bearish divergence. Potential price action to the downside. Again, a move to the downside would see us hit that 20 MA, and then from there we'll have to check it out. Anyways, guys, that's it for the XRP. I'm going to move on to Litecoin. Quiet day today. Not a lot of people chatting. Missing that guy from yesterday who was being a rude guy, but there was more action on the chat going on. Anyways, yeah, let's move on to something else. Litecoin, what is happening to Litecoin? Yesterday losing dominance 1.07%. Right now gaining dominance 1.02%. Basically gaining what it lost the previous day, sitting at 1.56% of market cap. The price of Litecoin $60.87. Again, going higher than the previous high. This from shorter time scales. The 1 hour. There we go. Sorry. Yeah. So what is happening? We had divergence, right? We're going slightly higher right now, or sitting neutral, but going to zero. So we would be creating a type of divergence right now, a type of bearish divergence that would be basically Class B, Type 2, medium bearish divergence. Going back to zero. We're probably going to create a positive momentum island should the market allow, meaning Bitcoin doesn't really fall. And also on the RSI, we're going lower, right? So same height, lower relative strength, and sitting at 66.85 on the RSI, being bought. That's that for Litecoins. Go to 4 hours. On the 4 hours, we're definitely going slightly higher, but we're also going lower on that price, right? So stuff that we kind of talked about that can happen. This 4-hour chart still developing though, the last bar, and really have to wait for it to define itself at the closing. Yeah, sorry guys, like I said, super tired, headache, and really not feeling good, man. So, going slightly higher in the price, going lower here. Again, this could still go down and negate it, but just something that we should watch out for, right? We have divergence sitting bought on the RSI at 66.23. Let's go to the freaking 1 hour. The stuff from the daily, I guess, came over. Yes, it's the daily. The daily-o. Welcome to the daily-o, man. There we go. Awesome. So what's going on here, man? We're also going higher. We're going to a higher high and lower. Okay, so just like Ripple, I think it was, or XRP, right? We're going higher, and on the other side we're going lower, creating that bearish divergence. Potential price action to the downside, and we're seeing it play out on the last two 1 hour candles. So we move to the downside. QC has touched that 20 MA, and we have to see where it goes from there. That's it for Litecoin. I'm going to move on to Binance. What is happening with the Binance? Binance yesterday losing dominance, 2.12%. Right now gaining dominance, 1.13%. Sitting at 1.13% of market cap. Binance sitting at $18.20. Holding the 20 MA and moving higher. But also, just like Bitcoin, slightly higher. Going lower here and lower here as well. Right. Sitting bought on the RSI at 64.85, and that's it for Binance. Let's go to 4 hours. Now this stuff is from the 1 hour. I know that because it makes no sense where it's at floating there. This is probably from the 4 hours. Yes. So this is the one from the 1 hour. That's the one I need to change. Awesome. So, what's happening? Higher. Are we going lower? Yes, we're going lower on the RSI, right? So we're creating divergence, bearish. The one we got down here did play to the downside, holding the 20 MA and bouncing from there. So you're going higher, and before I actually move on to something else, let me just make sure this is going to stay here with us on the 4 hour chart. We're going lower here on that positive momentum, right? So, and higher on the RSI, sitting bought at 69 point, overbought at 70.01. Just shifted. So we're in between bought and overbought right now, flirting with that line. Anyways, higher high, right? And going lower on that positive momentum, creating that strong bearish divergence. Let's go to the 1 hour. Alright, short term though. From here to here, it's still developing though. And from here to here on the RSI, that's where we would have the bearish divergence, right? Going higher and going lower on the RSI. Again, it can be undone really quickly. We don't have anything else going on here. At least not on simple side. Let me see. Slightly higher still, and higher here on that. And yeah, higher here as well, I guess. 46.04, 45, 45, 45, yes. So slightly higher on the RSI as well. So again, yeah, that's it for tonight, guys. If you have any questions, please put them out on the chat. If you like what we do, you know what to do. Hit that like, that bell, that sub. And yeah, that's gonna be. If there's no one and no one has any questions, then that's gonna be it for tonight. Waiting on you guys to come up with a new coin chart or something to look at, right? Well, you guys have something. I'll be right back real quick though. I'm back. I dropped something and I just need to pick it up real quick. Anyways, I guess there's really no questions coming up. So, guys, that's it for tonight. Thank you for being here with us on an awesome Tuesday night. Again, if you like what we do, you know what to do. Talk about crypto to your friends, to your family, to your coworkers. Let them know that we are here. This is Instead of Crypto. I'm your host, Martin. It has been a pleasure being here with you guys tonight to do technical analysis and some news. I do hope that you enjoy what we looked at tonight. I wish you all a good night. I'll catch you tomorrow for another edition of Instead of Crypto. Until then.